You are Locked On Nuggets POSTCAST, powered by Mile High Sports, part of Locked On Sports Denver on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Oh my goodness. Aaron Gordon does it again as the Denver Nuggets somehow, some way keep fighting and steal game one of their second round playoff series with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Your final score, 121 to 119. Are you kidding me? I'm literally standing in front of my TV with both hands on my knees playing imaginary defense there at the end of the game. What an improbable win as the Denver Nuggets, with their championship DNA, when there's a will, there's a way. And boy, oh boy, did the Denver Nuggets have the will and the desire tonight. And I think it's needless to say, let's get into this.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
I think it was the clutch factor. It's hard to point to one moment or another this evening or this night. We're about an hour away from it being Tuesday. There's not a singular moment that I think stands out to me. Obviously, the Aaron Gordon 3, which ultimately gave them the win, but that wasn't like the turning point of the game because the tide was turning well before that for the Denver Nuggets. And, you know, I put out the GIF on my Twitter at Media by AP. If you've ever seen the movie Rounders, the movie about poker, there's a scene there in the end or in the final poker match, right, where he's playing against the Russian and, you know, the kid played by Matt Damon, like, isn't getting busted out of the game. And the Russian's like hanging around. Kid's got alligator blood. That's exactly what it felt like tonight for the Denver Nuggets. I mean, it felt like they were floating around the 10-point mark like as a deficit for like the entire game. I mean, obviously the first quarter was the first quarter, but it felt like the entire second half, it was like they'd cut it to 7 and then to go to 13 and then to go to 10. And like you're sitting here and you're like, what is it going to take? And Lou Dort keeps killing you with the 3-point shot. And Alex Caruso's killing you with the 3-point shot in the defense. And it's one of those situations where I was wondering, I'm like how are they going to figure this thing out? And, you know, one of the interesting turning points in this game is Oklahoma City deciding to go play the foul game as early as they did. I mean, you know, with enough, Denver was able to get 2 possessions out of Oklahoma City playing the foul game. Obviously, the first time it works out, SGA gets him, or maybe it was 3 actually, because SGA nailed 2 free throws and then he hit, you know, a gimme layup after Denver blew their defensive coverage there. And then the final stretch is, you know, Denver fouls. Jokic, as they were talking about on the postgame or on the broadcast live, you know, instead of, you know, deciding to be an on-ball defender on the inbound pass from Alex Caruso, he kind of jumps up and down and kicks his legs and his arm in the air one time and then goes to playing this roaming free safety rover type of role for Denver on defense. Chet Holmgren gets the ball, about a 75% free throw shooter, and doesn't just miss one, misses both. So a 1-point game here with Denver with an opportunity, a 2-point bucket's going to win you the game. And Russell Westbrook takes the ball up, you know, or has the ball. It's all kind of blending together. But point being, Aaron Gordon at the elbow beyond the arc. 3-3-3. And for the second time this postseason, Aaron Gordon, there's a reason why people call him Mr. Nugget. There is a reason why people in this town and Nuggets Nation loves themselves some Aaron Gordon. Delivers when the lights were the brightest for the second time in this NBA postseason as the Denver Nuggets steal game 1 of their playoff series against the Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, wow. That is why you love playoff basketball. Like, and I understand that it's the Nuggets show and this and that, but that is absolutely insane. And real quick, let me tell you, tonight's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off of your first year. But yeah, just a sensational effort across the board tonight from the Denver Nuggets. Lando, what's up, my man? Sank it, Big AG. 100%, and he's been nails. I mean, the regular season was a tough one for Aaron Gordon. I mean, even going back to the offseason, right? The tragic loss of his brother. So you're dealing with that adversity going into an NBA season. Then you're dealing with this lingering injury, which affected AG throughout the entire course of the regular season, it seems like. And so far, knock on wood, he's not only been healthy, he's been dialed in for the Denver Nuggets. And he delivers tonight with just an absolutely stone cold 3-point shot to give Denver a 121-119 win. Aaron Gordon made the shot, but my player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
How could it not be Nikola Jokic? Jamal started out hot, which I'm like, ooh, okay, Murray flurry game, maybe one of those. Cooled off as the game went along. But Nikola, with plenty of time left in the fourth quarter, picks up his 5th foul of the game. And I'm sitting here like, oh no, like this is a doomsday scenario for Denver, because if Jokic gets one more ticky-tack foul, you lose him and you lose your heart. And Nikola Jokic tonight delivers just an otherworldly performance. 42 points for Nikola Jokic, 22 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. And let me pull this up so I can read it to you right. Let's see here, because it was a historic night from Mr. Nikola Jokic. Yes, here we go. The first player in NBA history to record 40-plus points, 20-plus rebounds, 5-plus assists, 2-plus blocks in a playoff game. That belongs to Nikola Jokic. Oh, by the way, the MVP is going to be handed out during this season. I don't think tomorrow, but I think it'll be leading into Game 5 in Oklahoma City, now that there's a guarantee for a Game 5 since Denver steals Game 1. And just for any of you that were wondering out there, Nikola Jokic makes NBA history with his 42 points, 22 rebounds, 6 assists, his plus 10, the box plus minus. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 33 points, great night for him, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. But you know what's interesting to me? You know what his box plus minus was? Minus 16. Minus 16 in the box plus minus tonight for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, rather, I should say. Excuse me. Look, he's going to win MVP. That'd be an SGA. That seems like a foregone conclusion at this point, but you're crazy. You actually saw at multiple points, or at least at one point throughout the course of this game, where SGA was out of the game and the Thunder actually expanded their lead. That happened. So I'm not trying to make this the MVP conversation, but once again, you're seeing what true value looks like, not just great stats and not free throw merchant. So what a win tonight for the fellas, 121-119. Let me know how you're feeling out there. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, Nuggets Nation, as Denver somehow, some way figures out a way to steal Game 1 here in Oklahoma City. And that, I'm not even going to lie, if Denver had lost that game, my initial series prediction was Nuggets in 7, and I'm sticking with that. Obviously, I don't think that tonight changes anything for me. I actually had Denver losing this game, so I'm happy that I'm wrong. I just thought that the quick turnaround would catch up to Denver. I thought OKC, right, the classic rest versus rust argument. I just thought OKC would be wired, fired, inspired, and ready to go, and they were. But in the pressure cooker, Denver was able to get the job done here. But point being, Denver does exactly what they needed to do. Obviously, you'd love for them to go out there and win Game 2. But the objective here is to go into Oklahoma City and steal one of the first 2 games. And Denver was able to do that. And I was worried that if Denver lost this game, that this could be the air coming out of the balloon a little bit. Of you put that much effort, you put that much determination, that much blood, sweat, and tears into the game, and you lose. And I would have been a little bit worried because then OKC feels like they got away with one, and then they come back ready to go reset for Game 2. But now if you're Denver, not that you can exhale and let Game 2 go by the wayside here, but you can at least, you have struck fear. You have put doubt into the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is the Thunder's first loss. Let me confirm this as well. In almost a month. This from Mark Spears. Yeah, their first loss since April the 6th. So nearly a month since the Oklahoma City Thunder last lost a game. And the reason I picked Nuggets in 7 is there was a couple of moments through the 4 games they played in the regular season, in particular that final game on that Monday night on the second night of a back-to-back after Denver got waxed on national television. That game showed me a lot. That game showed me that this Denver Nuggets team has what it takes to win a series should they match up with them. And here we are, and they steal Game 1 on their home court. I've never been happier in my life to be wrong, to be completely honest with you. So shout out to the Nuggets. Shout out to Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic. That was a gutsy win for the Denver Nuggets here this evening. All right, let me hit my break. When we come back, we'll continue along with the conversation. We'll talk a little Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Christian Brown had himself a game, and of course, Mr. Aaron Gordon with a double-double here this evening. Denver stealing Game 1 in OKC. with a big-time fourth quarter push. Your final score, 121-119. We'll hit a break, come back, and continue along with the conversation. Let me know how you're feeling out there, Nuggets Nation, or if you're an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, I salute you for joining. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, drop some thoughts, drop some comments. We'll go back and forth and have a good time here on your Locked On Nuggets Postcast. Back in just a moment, folks. All right, you guys, let me tell you about our friends over at Betterhelp. The world has made a lot of progress when it comes to mental health, but there's still a long way to go. Too many people still avoid therapy. That game was maybe not great for the mental health, although it's good now because they won. But people still avoid therapy because they're afraid of being judged. But the truth is, taking care of your mental health should be just as normal as going to the gym or eating healthy. This Mental Health Awareness Month, let's normalize getting help and encourage everyone to prioritize their well-being, because when people feel supported, families, workplaces, and entire communities are much, much better for. We're all better with help. Visit betterhelp.com/lockedonnba to get 10% off your first month. And it is online therapy, guys. It's incredible. Be sure to check out our friends at BetterHelp, HELP.com/lockedonnba. And let me also tell you about our friends over at Monarch Money, guys, because ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app, it's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you just stop managing your money and start building wealth. When I started using Monarch, I realized just how much money I was spending on food delivery. Now I budget smarter and save more. And instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNBA for half off your first year. Be sure to check out our friends over at Monarch Money and let them know that Locked On Nuggets sent you. Welcome on back into your Locked On Nuggets postcast. I am still jazzed up. I am fired up after the Denver Nuggets 121-119 victory over the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I mean, it's funny. I'm in a group chat with my colleagues over at Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, and they all think the game's over, this and that. And I said, patience. We haven't even played 20 minutes at this point in the game. I'm not going to lie. I thought I was a clown midway through the third quarter. I'm sitting here like, man, like they're putting up a fight, but Lou Dort just keeps killing them, and Caruso's playing so well. But Denver, the fourth quarter tonight was supremely impressive, and I think this is where their veteran, battle-tested nature can really help them. They outscored the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's an advantage for Denver. They outscored OKC 36-29 in the fourth quarter. And, OKC looked like a team that was playing not to lose as opposed to playing to win. That's what I saw out of the Oklahoma City Thunder late in this game. And Denver took advantage of it. I mean, Aaron Gordon was sensational tonight. A double-double for him, 22 points, 14 rebounds, and assist, and obviously the game-winning shot. Nikola, we talked about with the historic game. Jamal Murray had 21, Christian Brown with 11 and 13, so a double-double for CB as well. And, I thought even he was a terrible minus 22 in the box plus minus, but I think Peyton Watson can make a real impact defensively on this series as well. And Russell Westbrook, man, back in the building in which he grew up in, where he was an MVP and where he's arguably the best player of all time in Thunder franchise history. 18 points for Brody off the bench, 30 minutes played, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Had an opportunity to hit a big three there late, didn't get it. And at that point, you're kind of thinking the game might be over. But then the missed free throws from Chet has something to say about that. But Russ with a big game tonight. And all in all, man, that is as gutsy of a victory as you could ask for, or as you could possibly see for the Denver Nuggets. And I mean, looking at some of the other metrics tonight, they shot the ball well from the field, outshot Oklahoma City 44% to 42%. Denver, lost the 3-point battle 10-32, but 31%. So you need to see them improve there. But they dominated the rebound battle 63-43. That's great. Need that to be, you need that trend to continue. And you're a little frustrated with the turnovers tonight, 18 turnovers, which resulted in 23 points conceded tonight for Denver. But that's just what OKC is. They are a very, very sound defensive team. So Denver, my big takeaway in this post-game show tonight, had Denver lost, would be they can't afford to beat themselves. And it felt like there was numerous times throughout the course of this game, whether it was empty possessions, not closing out on 3-point shots. There was a few instances throughout the course of the game where Denver felt like they were beating themselves. It wasn't just the Thunder making shot after shot after shot after shot and SGA playing like an MVP. I thought it was a little bit more about Denver. And I was going to come on here and ask where Michael Porter Jr. was at the end of the game. I understand he's banged up, but you could use his three-point shooting. You could use his spacing. But David Adelman comes up right tonight. Denver's played really, really good basketball under David Adelman, all things considered. So you love to see it, man. It's a 121-119 victory. Game 2 now coming up on Wednesday. So Denver and company will have an opportunity to rest and recharge and get ready for that one. And if Denver can somehow, some way go up 2-0 in this series, I mean, all the pressure at that point. There's already pressure now on Oklahoma City. But if Denver can win Game 2, you will put so much pressure on OKC that I'm not sure they're resilient enough to absorb it. That's where we're at right now. So I did not have this on my bingo card, especially in the fashion in which it happened. I'm happy to be wrong. And I'm happy that the Denver Nuggets are playing with joy, passion, and enthusiasm as they steal Game 1, 121-119. Aaron Gordon hit another shot. Nikola Jokic is still Nikola Jokic. That's going to do it for me, folks. Really appreciate y'all tapping in with the live show. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button on your way out the door. Denver steals Game 1 on to Game 2. We'll talk to you guys Wednesday night. Have a good one, folks.